Evening salutations, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to be bringing you breaking events from around the globe. And tonight we begin with over 3 dozen hard hat workers in northern India trapped in a tunnel they have been building since over the weekend that had collapsed, triggering an outpouring of hundreds of first responders and volunteers working tirelessly to get the 40 trapped workers out and back into the real and safe world. Backhoes or excavators have been removing tons of dirt and debris from the site in the Himalayan state in Uttarakhand in the hope of creating an escape tunnel for the 40 trapped workers who are, thank goodness, all alive. Better still, there is an open line of communication which the rescuers managed to speak to the trapped workers via radio. Then a hole had been created in the makeshift tunnel where food and water can be conveyed to those trapped underneath. The rescue strategy is to drive a 35.5-inch steel pipe all the way inside for the trapped workers to squeeze themselves through and throughout the other end. Meanwhile, McDonald's and Starbucks are global American brands with hundreds of millions among its regular patrons all over the planet. But apparently sales of late have taken a hit in Muslim countries such as Indonesia, where a quiet boycott has been ongoing after word got out of McDonald's Israel handing out free meals to the IDF amidst the continued bombardment of Gaza. This despite the announcement of McDonald's Indonesia last week. It had donated roughly $96,000 in humanitarian assistance to support Palestinians. McDonald's isn't the only global brand and store in Indonesia that has been eschewed by its customer base. Coffee and Frappuccino giant Starbucks stores all over Indonesia have seen their once busy stores turned into deserted domains. Meanwhile, the leader of the Free World Monday received the leader of the nation with the largest Muslim population at the White House, where the latter is expected to plead to his host, U.S. President Joe Biden, on behalf of 57 Arab countries to intervene and order Israel to a ceasefire. VOA's White House correspondent Patsy Widakuswara sums up Premier Joko Widodo's arrival at 1600 Pennsylvania for talks with U.S. President Joe Biden less than 48 hours before the kick of the APEC summit meet on Wednesday in the Bay Area.
As Israel expands its ground operation and continues airstrikes in Gaza, a message for President Biden from 57 Arab and Muslim countries delivered by Indonesian President Joko Widodo at the White House Monday.
Indonesia appealed to the U.S. to do more to stop the atrocities in Gaza. Ceasefire is a must for the sake of humanity.
Widodo presented a resolution from the emergency summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this weekend. It rejected Israel's justification of its actions in Gaza as self-defense and demanded an immediate end to the war. It called for a halt to the sale of arms to Israel and increased access for humanitarian aid. Biden named a list of common interests, including building a resilient supply chain on critical minerals. Indonesia has the world's largest reserves of nickel and is keen to enter the U.S. EV battery industry. Also, clean energy transition to combat the climate crisis and maritime security cooperation.
We're talking about taking our relationship to launching the highest possible level of cooperation.
Hari ini kita meningkatkan hubungan kita ke tingkat tertinggi dengan berbicara mengenai kemitraan yang tertinggi.
Comprehensive strategic partnership.
Biden did not mention Gaza, where more than 11,000 have died under Israeli strikes since the Hamas October 7 attack.
On many issues, they will agree wholeheartedly. In fact, they'll make significant progress. On other issues, they will have different perspectives. President Widodo's position on the conflict in Gaza is well known. So is President Biden's. They'll both have the opportunity to respectfully exchange views on that issue.
After his Washington stop, Widodo heads to San Francisco for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit hosted by the U.S. Biden is set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the APEC summit. Officials said Biden is keen to use discussions with Widodo to inform him on regional views on Beijing. Patsy Widahuswara, VOA News at the White House.
At this point, we turn over to our PTV colleague in the City of Pines for What's Up Lately in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Naibag Arabi, Pilipinas, may saitan a drug-free workplace ti Baguio City Police Office Headquarters. Sumurunumutan dagiti daduma a unit daytoy. Naideklaran a drug-free workplace ti headquarters ti Baguio City Police Office. Kasarunod daytoy iti panakipasidong na iti nagduduma a proseso tapno may deklara a drug-free dagiti opisina ti gobyerno. Karaman dito iti panakipasidong ti nasurok limagasot a personnel ti BCPO iti drug test. Iti agdama adaan iti 60% aging 70% a personnel na tinapasidong iti drug test. Sigun kini BCPO City Director Police Colonel Francisco Bulwayan Jr., kasapulan may pasidong dagiti dadumapay nga istasyon iti drug test tapno maideklarada met a drug-free workplace. Nakasagana meten dagiti drug test kits nga usaran dagiti saanpay anay pasidong iti nasao a test. Impanamnamapay ni Police Colonel Bulwayan Jr. Pagtalinadanda a drug-free ti Baguio's finest. Pinagyamanan namot lang dagiti amin at timulong tapno magunod ti estado dakas drug-free workplace. Mayawawis iti publiko ti 10-day agri-tourism fair ijay Wangal Sports Complex. Tampok ditoy dagiti nagduduma a produkto dagiti munisipyo ti probinsya. Nailukatan ti 10-day agri-tourism fair ijay Wangal Latindad Benguet may sa kadagiti tampok ng aktibidad ti Adivay Festival ti Benguet. Makita ditoy ti nagduduma a disenyo dagiti booths ti 13 nga ili ti probinsya. Tampok pay ditoy dagiti nagduduma a pagpasyaran iti tunggal munisipyo.
We see to it that dito yung activity kat mararamid every year. Na inrugid na pa ilang piman dito. Actually dito iti pangipakitaan tayo dagito yung products.
Magatang ditoy dagiti agricultural products nga ipampanakil ti tunggal munisipyo na iparangbat laang dagiti maipampanakil a produktuda kas iti naisang sangayan a manok kiniing ti munisipyo ti Bakon. Masarakan met iti booth ti munisipyo ti Itogon ti Galyang Sanad. May sa daytoy a produkto ti munisipyo nga inarami ti maysa a senior citizen. Jaya met ti munisipyo ti Tublay ti naidumduma a candy an aramid manipod iti lemon. Kanti fried flour chips an aramid manibod iti edible flour nga impatience. Panggap ti agri-tourism fair nga italo dagiti may pampanakal a pagpasyaran ken dagiti produkto ti probinsya. Aglepas daytoy inton November 24. Dagiti damdamag manipod ditoy PTV Cordillera, siak ni Ana Sunduan, Naimbag, Arabi.
And that is it for tonight. We look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow night. Same time, same channel on your remote or URL on your browser. And always keep in mind to keep it simple, stay informed, count your blessings, be kind while you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you a restful night ahead.